Hey everybody. So a funny thing happened on my way to my own live. Oh my god. Yeah. Um my computer screensaver turned on and wouldn't come off to give me the login screen thing again. So I had to shut down the whole laptop and then it didn't want to load and then it had to update and then everything's still I'm like, "Oh my god, really?" So yeah, sorry. Sorry. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm exhausted and I hurt. And I didn't do the show this morning because I had to go out this morning clean up after the dogs because I never know who's going to show up at my house. And they decided to poop right after I cleaned up after them, so I had to clean up after them again. Fuckers. I love you too, Lexi. So here we are. um, my son actually showed up today and went and got my rent off my card. He helped me out with $200 towards my expenses, which was nice. It's not exactly what he said he was going to give me originally at the beginning of the month, but it does help, and I will be able to pay the bills. And my mom's going to help me out with food because I can pay the bills and the rent, and I have nothing left. So, yeah, it is what it is. My neighbor's going to take my dog Miha to the shelter for me when I get an appointment. I emailed them. They emailed me back with a guilt trip on turning my dog in. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't have enough emotional trauma right now, and you're going to traumatize me more. Thanks so fucking much. Yeah, he showed up. My mom is fine. Well, she's getting better. She's still tiring out really easily. My daughter's fine. She bounced back pretty quickly. And my grandson's didn't really have too many symptoms. He just felt like he had a cold. So my mom never told me that she lost her taste and her smell, but she told me that today. She said it's slowly coming back. So she's like, 16 days of this. I'm like, seriously, Mom, I know you were miserable, but I have friends of mine that have been laid up for like 6 months. So be glad that it didn't hit you as hard as them. She didn't end up in the hospital, thank the gods. And, she's doing well. Yeah, Lexi, he actually showed up. He I asked him to grab me a bag of dog food while he was at the store, and he came back without the dog food. He was, "Oh, I guess you didn't get my text." I'm like, "Well, I don't have Messenger on my phone, and I'm not in my room on my computer, so no, I didn't." He's like, "Well, I couldn't get the dog food." He's like, "And hey, hotness, what's up, my badass?" Um, he's like, "I'll get it later," and he took off. And he's like, "I'm late for work." He was out. Well, if you didn't show up so late or take so long at the store, he was gone for like 45 minutes. It takes 5 minutes to get there. So I'm like, okay. Luckily, I'm not out of dog food, so I'm all right. But I got stuff picked up today and cleaned out the cat box. That hurt, and because I dumped the whole thing, and that shit's heavy. I got the box outside. I asked them to take the box down to the trash can, the garbage can, and he gave me a look. I'm like, "Look, it's just cat litter." I was like, "Could you please just take it to the garbage can? You're going past it on your way back to the van." And he grabbed it and he took it for me. But geez, Louise. My neighbor that usually runs the store, the only person whose phone number I have in the neighborhood, he brought out a rolling suitcase and his Georgia Bulldog's pillow, and put him in his truck, and he took off. So I think he's gone for the weekend. He's probably going to a game or something. I don't know. But so I have no way to communicate with any of the neighbors. With the animal control people, well, the animal shelter people, I told her, because she's like, "Do you have family or anybody that can take the dog?" Do you really think I didn't think of that? No, there's nobody to take the dog. There's no other avenues. If I had time, I would try and find her a home. But she emails me with how long it takes for older dogs in a shelter and how they decline so quickly. Thank you for guilt tripping me. I don't feel horrible enough. It's like, my landlord's starting to evict me. I don't have any options. Could you please just make me the appointment? And next week there's the animal shelter is only open on like Wednesday, which is an intake day, but I'm sure that there are a lot of appointments. So, hello, if she had already given me the appointment, I would have already been set. But no, she got to guilt trip me instead. But I hope everybody else is doing well. Lexi, I can't take care of 2 dogs, not from the wheelchair, having to pick up, and I can't put them outside yet. And the landlord's freaking out over the floors. He's threatening to evict me if his floors are ruined, which these floors started getting ruined before. We were here a week, and we told him the floors were coming up, so he's full of shit. Turned around and said that he never agreed to have the dogs in the house in the first place. Well, that's bullshit. Because one, we've been renting for 7 years, and we've had the same 2 dogs in the house. I mean, there was a third dog that was Dodge when we moved in. And the landlord even showed up and came and met the dogs. He's like, well, I need to meet the dogs and make sure that they're not going to be a problem. And he came over and he met Dodge, Miha, and Simi. So, hello. You've known they've been in the house for 7 years. So, there may be a fundraiser in my future to raise money to fix the floors so he doesn't kick me out. I don't know yet. But if I don't have the money to move. I have no way to get moving, and I have no way to go look for a place. So, you know what I mean? I'm stuck. There's just no way to do it. So I'd be sitting on the side of the road with Simi on a leash and the cats wandering the neighborhood. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck. So I can't take care of both of them, and unfortunately, that's the only alternative. I can't. I have angry bees driving up and down my street. I can't get rid of Simi. She's more like an emotional support animal, and my anxiety levels skyrocket when she's not around. So, like when I was in the hospital, I realized that my anxiety goes through the roof when I can't touch my dog, which sounds weird, but just like reaching over and patting her on the butt or rubbing her ears or whatever. Hey, Carol Ann. So, Congratulations, Amy. You go, girl. So, I finally got in to see what kind of a mess my bathroom was, and luckily I ordered the pads and the liquid for the wet jet. Caroline, I'm live. Yeah, I'm fine. Someone tell Caroline I'm fine. Apparently she can't see that I'm live. I don't know. That's weird. So because the stuff is all stuck to the floor and I can't get it up with the broom. So the only way I can unstick it is to get it wet again. So luckily that stuff's coming tomorrow. I'll be able to get the bathroom cleaned up a little bit better. But if the landlord shows up and sees the bathroom, he's going to be pissed. So I'm going to be like, look, I'm doing as best I can. I'm doing what I can. Give me a break, You know what's messed up is his sister got bad health. Her health declined really quickly last year, and she ended up in a wheelchair. And I'm sure that she's not able to do everything herself either. So I don't understand why he's acting like this towards me. It doesn't make any sense to me. They kicked the people out down the street last weekend. They evicted them. The plumber did, Lexi. That's how the whole threats of eviction and him being pissed about the floors, because the plumber came in and told him the house was nasty because I was in the process of cleaning up all the pee pads and everything off the floor when he showed up. And he went and told the landlord that the house was gross. So even though I was cleaning it at the time, yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, the toilet's fixed. All better. Messy. I did get all the trash out of the sink finally, and I found my candle lighter, so my son didn't take it with him, so that's good. Thanks, Hotness. Yeah. Talking of a storm all by myself up here. Yeah, I mean, I'm slowly progressing. I ran out of the damn pee pads. I do have like mattress pads for people, so I'm gonna have to put those down. And I ordered more pads. They won't be here till Monday though, so these will have to do until then, and hopefully they won't miss. I hate it. Miha misses a lot. Hopefully she won't. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Carol Ann. Yeah, I'm live and alive. Carol Ann's feet is wonky. What's up, Rhonda? So, but at least now if he comes in, I mean, Miha actually only went to the bathroom once last night until this morning after I cleaned up. Thanks, Miha. But I mean, the dishes are done and the kitchen's picked up as much as I can do right now. You know, I mean, there isn't trash laying all over the place anymore. As I cleaned up after what my son left behind. I was in the process of, I got the sink cleaned out in the bathroom, all the soda cans and chip wrappers, and a Cheez-It box. What the fuck? In my sink in the bathroom. I'm like, are you kidding me? My candle lighter was at the bottom of all that mess. You're welcome, Carol Ann. But the grabber that I had was the one that was sent to me, and it doesn't grip all that great. So I had forgotten to bring the grabber that has the little suction cups on it. It works a lot better. The ones like you get from Walmart, and they have these little suction cups on them. They're pretty cool. But I also am getting tennis elbow in both elbows. I had tennis elbow when I worked at Walmart, and I had to repeatedly fold jeans because I worked as a third shift, cleaning up and straightening everything. I was a third shift straightener, and I think using the wheelchair, the repeated motions of using the wheelchair is causing the tendonitis to come back. It's worse in my right arm, which is the arm I had the problem with before, but my left arm is acting up too, so it makes lifting and gripping and grabbing things pretty painful, but I'm making do, you know. I did get some of it picked up out in the bathroom, so that made me feel better, but there's still so much crap that my son left on the floor and just everywhere. It's not a happy place. I'll get there. Figure if I pick up a few things every day, it'll get cleaned up, you know, and I have to pick it up to get the Swiffer and the wet jet thing in there and get that floor cleaned up as far as I can reach from where I can get in the bathroom anyway. I can't reach all the way in the corners because the wheelchair won't go all the way in the bathroom. Yeah, technology is awesome, Amy. My computer acted up. That's why I was late. And I'm like, come on, freaking load. What the hell? Then it was updating, and then it was this, that, and then the virus thing is like, you're being tracked. People know you're in Piedmont. And I'm like, really? That's brilliant, because even you don't know that I'm not in Piedmont. Like, I don't live anywhere near Piedmont. Well, I don't know. A couple of towns over, or next town over, or whatever. But I'm not there. So I'm like, that's nice. As long as they think I'm in Piedmont, I guess I'm good. Well, TG, that's better than gaining it. You know what I mean? Diets are very frustrating because you drop a little bit at first, you'll drop some, and then all of a sudden you stay, and you're like, what the hell? You know, yeah. Good morning, Carolyn. Yeah, I'm all right. Just technical difficulties. And I had to clean this morning. That's why I didn't do my show. Yeah, we're going to have TG do all our heavy lifting for us pretty soon. Make her open all the jars and things, you know. I have pickles I need opened. Come open the jar for me. Well, TG, you do the treadmill and exercise and stuff too. I know you do. I know you go for walks and stuff, right? So keep track of your inches, not just your pounds. You know what I mean? Because, like Lexi said, you could be gaining muscle weight. Pickle jars, yuck. Yeah, I don't actually eat dill pickles, so and I can't eat pickles at all at this point. I can eat relish, so you can open my relish jars. But if you're gaining muscle and losing the fat, and it's compensating weight wise, you might be losing inches instead of just pounds. Yeah, Carolyn, the chair is working great, although it is still, you know, I mean, it's not the most comfortable seat on the planet, but it's a lot better than it was. It's not biting me or cutting me anymore. So, yeah, I'm happy with the chair. I think once I get a cushion that actually fits the seat, because this cushion is for a 16-inch and I have a 20-inch wheelchair, so it's a little awkward. But once I can get a cushion that covers it. There was somebody that said they had one, they just had to find it, and I don't think she's found it yet. Yeah, Bobby, seriously, I need one of those gripper things that helps you open jars. I need one of those. We need robots. No, TG, that's how Terminator started. The damn AI shit. I'm not doing Skynet. I won't even have an Alexa in my house. I'll have Lexi in my house, but not an Alexa. Yeah, or those either. The closest those got to being in my house was on that carton of cigarettes that Victoria sent me with the stickers. Brad. Oh my golly. I'm surprised she didn't print up oh my golly all over the box too. Yeah. Yeah, that little like silicone. It looked like a floppy disk, like a little floppy frisbee, and it gripped. Yeah, we actually had some of those when I was growing up that helped open jars and stuff. Those things worked amazing. I'm like, I need those now. I try not to get things in jars. Hell, even the plastic squeeze bottles, when they have that foil stuff on the top that you have to pull the little tabs up, those things drive me crazy. There's not enough there to grip. What the fuck? I end up stabbing them with like scissors or something, and then like shredding the tops off them. I have no patience, and I just, with my hands the way they are, I can't grip something that tiny. Like, stop it. I mean, I can't even hit the bottom of jars anymore to break the air seal so that they open easier because it hurts my hands too much. Right, Bobby? Sealed for life. Seriously. Craziness. Absolute chaos. Telling you. Oh, my son actually brought the mail in. Speaking of that, that reminded me of the giveaway that I won on a Horizon Picks channel the other day. I won 2 Batman comic books, and they came in the mail. They got here, and I haven't opened that. I don't want them to get wrecked, so I haven't opened the package. But my son did bring the mail, and he grabbed it on his way in, and was surprised I didn't have to ask him. He still didn't really talk to me, but whatever. I do not know, Bobby. Well, I mean, she's taking care of Tim, because they're dealing with the post surgery and his recovery and all that. So she's tired. I remember that. Yeah, I get my ham. I get in foil if I get ham. I always get the brown sugar spiral ham from Walmart. They're so good. I haven't had one in a few years though because I was the one that had to cook it, and with me being laid up, we weren't able to have holiday dinners for the last 3 years, and then John died, and well, I would have still done the holiday dinner for Talon, but then Issa moved out with Talon, so there was nobody to cook for, and I can't use my oven because it's an awkward angle, and I'm not going to burn myself. That's all I need. But I remember my mom getting the canned hams and struggling with those damn turny things, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why do they even do this? John used to get the sardines, the little tin sardines, and they did the same thing, but they were smaller. I made him eat those things outside. They stunk. He used to get the canned sardines and the herring and all that. I'm like, yeah, go outside and eat that. And then he'd be calling me for help because every cat in the neighborhood would be sitting in front of him looking at him like, feed us now. We are many, you are one. We could take you and eat that. He stopped buying it eventually because he was afraid for his life when he went outside. I told him, I said, hey, it's not the house cats you got to worry about. It's when the bobcats show up that you might have a problem. That would probably be my option at this point, Caroline. I do have a really big crock pot, thanks to Christy and letting me use her Kohl's cash. He actually was, Bobby. That man could go anywhere and make friends with a cat. Cats loved him. I told him it was shocking since he was such a hound dog. Speaking of cats and dogs, Marty went running out of the craft room today and right up to Miha and started rubbing up on her chest and rubbing along her sides and acting like she was her long lost best friend. And I'm like, what is happening here? It's Armageddon. It's cats and dogs living together. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, I mean, it's like the two of them are simpatico or something, and I would love to be able to leave Marty out there, but I don't have another cat box. So, and I don't want her to get too attached to Miha because Miha has to go, unfortunately. So, but Miha was kind of happy to have a friend for a little while. It's just I can't leave the cat out there and I can't leave the door open because, yeah. So, that's the other reason it's hard for me. Even when I'm able to put the dogs outside, the process of me having to keep the dogs separated, I have to get the craft room door closed so Simi can't, get through there. I have to go out, put Miha outside, let Miha back inside, then put Miha in the craft room, then go get Simi, and then put Simi outside, then put Simi back in my room, then go back out and let Miha out of the craft room. It's too much with the wheelchair. It's just too much, And yeah. Unfortunately, I have tried to think of every possible scenario that I could keep the dog, and it's just not happening. And I told my son that when he moved out, that, if he wasn't helping with the dogs and they were going to the bathroom in the house, I wasn't going to be able to keep Miha. So I leved up on her a little bit when he was here, and that was it. And she whined so bad when he left because she wanted to come back. Probably wanted him to put her outside, but he had to go to work. Lexi. I've never used an Instapot. I love crock pots, though, because you just throw food in it, you're good to go, I'd like to get an air fryer. because I do love French fries, and I'm not using that. Yeah, Irene, I'm not using that fryer that he's got out there because one, it's disgusting looking, and two, I'm not burning myself. He does, Bobby. I told him. Hey, Cajun, you're always working. Cajun, I hope whatever family and friends you had in Louisiana are okay. I have a rice cooker, which will be a godsend because I can't cook rice on the stove anymore because I can't see into the pot. And I have a crock pot. So, cooking any kind of fancy meal will be doable once I can afford the ingredients. My mom is she's like, just get your bills paid. Don't worry about food. I'll take care of that. I'm like, oh, I hate having to ask my mom for help. I really do. I don't like having to depend on other people. It's driving me crazy. She was like, so you have enough for the bills? I'm like, I don't know. I have to calculate. I'm like, I'm not in my room. I don't have my paper with me with everything written down. And she goes, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, I'll have to start selling stuff or something. You still no electric. Yeah, so many people are without power there. I'm glad they're okay, though. And poor Susie dealing with the flood in her basement. Oh, I feel bad. We had basement when I lived in Massachusetts. We don't have basement in South Carolina. The water table's too low. The ground gets too wet. But we had a basement in Massachusetts, and we never had flooding, which was good because half the basement was finished, and my mom would have sort of fit if the carpet had gotten wet. So yeah, my mom is feeling a lot better. She sounds so much better. But she's like, I can do like one little thing, and then I have to sit down and relax for a little bit and rest, and I get tired so easy. And I'm like, yeah, I know my mom's idea of doing one little thing is like 4 loads of laundry and folding it. You know what I mean? So she's doing more than she should be doing and not telling me, and I can tell. But she's also a little intimidated about bringing food here because having to carry it from the car up the ramp because she's not doing the stairs, carry it up the ramp and into the house, making several trips. So I'm gonna have to tell her that usually when I buy groceries, I try and buy it for 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm gonna have to plan it so it's only for a week, so there isn't as much for her to carry. If she would do it on a weekend and grab my grandson to help her, this would not be a problem. But I don't know why it doesn't occur to her to do that. He's 16. He's perfectly capable of carrying in groceries. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm good with food right now. I'm not going to starve to death, so that's a good thing. Because it does concern me at times, and I still have some water. So I've got I think I've got a 24 pack, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 bottles. So I'm good. Yeah. But I'm worn out. I'm dragging. I had my alarm set for Victoria's auction with Gino last night for 7 o'clock. I had the alarm set. The alarm went off for 8 minutes before I woke up to it. Bye, Lexi. Love you, girl. Have a good day. And I woke up and I sat up and I was like, and I shut the alarm off and I'm sitting there going, I cannot stay awake. I had been asleep for about an hour. And it does, Caroline, it really does. I don't like it at all. Which is why I normally won't ask for help. Even if I need the help, I won't ask for help. It takes a lot for me to ask. So, yeah. But I think once the house gets situated, it won't be as difficult to maintain, and only having the one dog in the house will make it a lot easier on me physically. And Miha is just miserable. I mean, she's out there all by herself. She's never been alone. She's always had either a dog or a person or whatever with her. So she's just sad, and I feel so bad for her. But I can only stay out there for so long, and I have to come back in here and sit down. I can't, It's boring out there. There's nothing to do. I mean, I go out there and I clean and I'll cook food. I'll cook my dinner, and I'm not going to sit out there and eat with the dog. I come in here and I watch a movie or something when I eat. So, yeah. Hopefully they'll be able to find her a home. She's a good girl. I mean, she's been house trained forever, and she has her commands that she listens to, and she just wants love and attention. That's all she wants. So she's been unhappy for a while because my son didn't really show her all that much affection either. And she was John's baby, so it doubly breaks my heart that I have to give her up, but hopefully within a week, I'll be able to start using the prosthetic again, and I'll be able to put Simi outside. I'm still worried about her getting tangled up on that post, though, and getting stuck out there, and I won't be able to go get her. But at least the neighbors aren't, afraid of Simi. They're intimidated by the big dog, but they're not intimidated by Simi. Which is funny because Miha is a Shepherd Akita mix, as close as we could tell, and Simi is a box of pit mix. So you would think they would be more intimidated, but it's probably the wagging of the tail thing that lacks intimidation. I don't know. She'll bark her ass off at you, but she's wagging her tail the whole time. So, hey, Nikki, happy Saturday. Mine will be happier after I crash for a while. So yeah, I didn't wake up until then I tried to wake up for the Spotlight show because I reset my alarm while I was half asleep, and I tried to wake up for the Spotlight, and it still wasn't doing it. I was so exhausted, I just could not. I mean, I hadn't really slept more than an hour or so in the past. Well, I think I slept a total of 3 hours in the past 48 hours, and those 3 hours were not all at one time. So my body just gave out. I was like, nope. Oh, Bobby, that's sweet. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, she's a good girl. She doesn't jump on you. She doesn't even give you kisses on your face because John hated that. So he trained her not to do that. Yeah, Nikki, I've been up since, well, I fell asleep around 4 o'clock this morning, and I woke up about 6. So I got about 2 hours of sleep. And I went out and I cleaned up after the dogs and cleaned up after the mess that my son left behind. And then my laptop gave a fit and didn't want to start, so I was late for my own live because my laptop wouldn't get off the screensaver. And I had to shut it down and restart the whole thing. And then it had to update. I'm like, are you kidding me? And it stayed on 1% for 5 minutes. And I'm going crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to throw you out the window. So yeah, I couldn't wake up for her show. I woke up at, I think about 10:30 last night. And then I had to go out and make something to eat. And by the time I actually motivated and was awake enough to be able to navigate my ass into the wheelchair without falling on the floor, it was close to midnight. And I'm out there cooking cheeseburgers. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. But then I couldn't get back to sleep. So yeah, my sleep schedule sucks. It's a non-scheduled sleep schedule. But I finally made it better late than never. That's why the thumbnail said better late than never, and then I was late for the better late than never show. Figures, right? Isn't it ironic? So I missed Victoria, both shows she was on last night. I'm very upset because I usually try and catch her shows. Yeah, go figure, right, TG? So, and there we are. My mom has decided that she doesn't want all the boxes that are in my room. My life, all this crap. I was going to put it all in the living room because we started setting up. See, originally, the living room was going to be my craft area. And then my son moved into the living room and then told me his friends were moving into the spare room, so I had no craft room. And then they moved out, and when we finally got in there and got that as cleaned up as we could, we started moving stuff in there. So my work table and my desk are in there, along with a bunch of stuff in boxes because I don't have the storage drawers to put them in yet. And I was going to put the boxes and the totes and stuff in the living room. I don't have any living room furniture, and there's no TV. There's nothing to do out there. So why am I going to, you know what I mean? My mom, you can't have all that stuff piled up out in the living room. That won't look good. And I'm like, oh my God, nobody comes here. What are you talking about? Like, I have no friends. Nobody hangs out at my house. I was like, Mom, the tables are already in the craft room, and that kitchen table that I use for a work table is heavy. It's like a butcher block kitchen table. I was like, there's no way we can get that out of that room. And she's like, yes, we can. I'm like, oh my God, my mom's going to kill herself moving a table. I mean, the legs come off it, but it's a pain in the ass, you know, and it is heavy and awkward, and it's hard to pick back up to put it back on its feet. So, I don't know, but she's bound and determined. Hey, Larry. Although my son did leave his gaming desk, but the desk he was so excited about buying that cost him hundreds of dollars, yeah, he left that behind. So if when I talk to him again, if he answers me, I'm going to ask him what he's doing with that desk. Is he going to take it apart and take it with him, or is he leaving it here? What's he doing? Because I'll use that. I can't use it to bang on, but that means I don't have to move the desk out of that craft room. The desk is really awkward to move. You have to stand it up on its side, like long ways up, and then manipulate it through the doorway. And my son even had a hard time doing it, so getting it back out of there is not really feasible for me and my mom. Like I said, the other table comes apart, but that desk is awkward, so I was going to use the desk for my shipping area, so I can do that with my son's desk. It's bigger. It's longer. It's like in an L shape, and it fits in the corner. So I can use that as my part of that as my shipping station. Well, Nikki, he hasn't seemed to want to be bothered with moving any of this stuff. He took his gaming stuff, and his games and his clothes, not all his clothes. I had to pull a whole bunch of his clothes out of my kitchen. He had them thrown all over the place. And all his books and his knickknacks, everything are still here. They're still all out. He never packed any of them up neatly like I asked him to. I mean, all you need to do is put a bed back in there and put his gaming stuff back in there, and it looks like he never left. So I'm like, nope. So that stuff's all getting boxed up too. But so I think my mom has plans on making the living room my craft area, which would be fine. Because I would prefer not to have all the boxes and totes and everything piled up. I was like, well, we'll have to move the cat tray. And she goes, well, you just have to throw the cat tray away. I'm like, what? Like, why would I throw the cat tray away? She goes, well, there's no place to put it. I was like, once all the boxes are out of my room, there's plenty of room in my room for the cat tray. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm like, wow, that's a $70 cat tray, 60 or 70 bucks they paid for that. I'm like, I'm not throwing that away. The cats love that thing. They live on it. In fact, they're on it now. You know, I never see the cats anymore except when they're hungry, when they want water. They just live in that. Well, actually, one of them right now I think is sprawled out on my craft table because the sun comes directly in that window and lands on the table, so they're sunbathing right now. But yeah, because there's like 10 feet of space behind me that's covered in boxes right now. Plenty of room in here for the cat tree. You know, or I could put it out in the living room. No. If I have all my stuff out there for my jewelry making, there won't be any room for the cat tree, so I'll have to put it in here, which is fine, because that means they won't bug me while I'm sleeping. No form needed. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the form thing is new that people started doing only started doing that like 6 months ago. Before that, it was just email us. You know, not everybody uses a form. Because I was wondering about what was different. But that's not really different. That's the way that everybody was doing it before. Interesting. I'll have to go watch the replay and see what he does. But no form. Victoria must have been freaking out. She is our form queen. Victoria loves her forms. Yeah, Nikki the Dominator and the Brooch War, man. I have watched a couple of those. I don't watch them all the time because I lose interest very quickly in things. But yeah, Brooch Wars, that's pretty cool. Oh my god, I've only been on for 42 minutes. Jeez, it seems like I've been on here longer than that. Tells you how tired I am. I ran out of things to talk about. It might not be a very long live. But I did miss hanging out with everybody, so I wanted to do a live today. And so begins the awkward silences because I run out of things to say. Oh, they deflated the bouncy house. I had a big bouncy castle outside my window. I was like, what the hell? And the neighbors are having a party for their little one, and they didn't have enough room in their backyard for two of them. They have two bouncy houses. They own them. They don't rent them. They own them. For one small little child. And, yeah, they had it inflated in between the two houses over here, and now it's gone. Bobby, I've done that. Well, except for the eating breakfast thing. I don't really eat breakfast. But, yeah, I've woken up early and been like, okay, I'm ready to go. And all of a sudden, I'm like, boom, the next thing I know, I'm waking up flat on my back going, what the hell just happened? Yeah. Every once in a while, my body is just like, nope, enough is enough. Your brain is not functioning at all. Go back to sleep. And it doesn't give you the choice. You're just asleep. Realized it was Saturday. My mom didn't know what day of the week it was either. She's like, I'm not even dressed yet. I'm like, Mom, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to be dressed yet. You're not going anywhere. I never understood the purpose of getting dressed when you're not going anywhere. It seems like extra laundry to me, you know? I hate doing laundry. Although at this point, I'd really love to be able to do laundry. Hey, Brad. How are you? I had to throw away my bear blanket that John had given me, and another blanket that I had because when the bathroom and everything flooded, I had nothing handy except the blankets. So I threw them on the floor because I was freaking out. And there is no way that smell's ever coming out of those blankets. So yeah, they're in a trash bag now. I'm very sad. I love that blanket, my bear blanket. It's like a big bear throw. But I always know what the date is, Carolina, because it's at the bottom of my laptop screen. Of course, it also says it's Saturday, so I know what day it is, too. Oh, the tape's coming off my glove. Ow. Well, I'm glad that the auctions people were doing were successful and that they worked well together. I love it when a plan comes together. But, sorry, tape. It's not packing tape. I know that resellers probably don't recognize it because it's not packing tape, but it is tape. It's medical tape, actually. Because I got holes in the old gloves, which is what I use when I'm sitting down now. The compression gloves actually work really well. The only problem is they're awkward to get on and off quickly, and because they're tight. I mean, they're compression, so they fit very, very snugly, and they work awesome. I mean, but when I have to take the gloves off and on a lot, the new gloves are really tight. The new ones I got to use in the wheelchair. So if I know I have to do things like when I'm out cooking and I have to move around a lot, and I have to go to the fridge and grab the stuff and go to the stove, and then I have to take the gloves off in order to make food. And if I need something, then I have to put gloves back on and wheel to where I need to go. So it's inconvenient to have them on. So I'm still using the gloves with the holes in them. But the compression gloves I use at night or when I lay down, and they work awesome. My hands aren't screaming at me right now, so that's a good thing. Because screaming is not good. Pain is bad. We don't like pain. I have enough to deal with. I've probably taken way too many Tylenol today. So... I need to get the compression gloves that don't have the fingertips so that I can wear them when spaghetti meatballs, yum. So that I can type with them, because I can't type in the compression gloves I have. They're full finger so that I can sleep. And if I had them so that I could type with them on, also the the hey, you can use touchpad things with these gloves on. No, you can't. They suck for that. But if I can get the gloves that are fingerless, well, have the tips of your fingers free, then I'd still be able to wear them and type and do different things. He does, Carol Ann. But that's just Larry. Simi is restless. She saw that bouncy house and she started going nuts because there were kids running around the yard and she wanted to go play. And nope. Yeah, at first I thought the neighbors were going to have a yard sale until I saw them inflating the bouncy house. And I was like, you guys having a yard sale or a party? And they're like, party. I'm like, oh. Luckily, most of it is across the street, though, so. Oh, cool. I didn't even know they had that. That's pretty cool. You know, in StreamYard, that comes up. I'll show you. Can you see it? And look how it shows up. That's how it shows up in StreamYard with hearts next to the flames. But in YouTube, it shows up as flaming hearts. Weird. StreamYard needs to up its game, man. No, Larry, it's because we were talking about two different shows. We were talking about the Spotlight show and the auction. And so when you said this show, she didn't know which one you were talking about. It's kind of like typing stuff to Victoria. When she's talking and you type it, she doesn't get to it for 3 minutes, so she forgets what you're talking about. That's why you must use full sentences with Victoria. Which I mean, I'm sure the same thing happens. I know the same thing happens to me. People would be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Did you get that? And I'm like, what? Bye, Bobby. Have a great day. Yeah, that happens. Hey, my favorite hyper monkey is here. Hi, Roy. My package got here, Roy. My son it got here yesterday, but I couldn't get it out of the mailbox. My son brought it up to me this morning, and I did not open it because I don't want it to get wrecked until I figure out where I'm going to put them. But it did get here. Thank you very much. In case people don't know, Horizon Roy has auctions Thursdays at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Eastern, and he does giveaways sometimes, and his auctions are pretty cool. Go check them out. Thank you, Roy. They're my very first Batman comics, and they brought me luck because right after that, like the next day, I won, a couple days later, I won a $50 gift card on Just Sandy's during her Opal giveaway, or her Opal Bling race. Yeah, $50 will come in very handy because that's what's going to buy my pets their flea treatment. Because I don't have the money for that. You do, Larry, and we try, but sometimes people do it on purpose just to mess with you, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. And it kind of depends on how it hits you, I guess. Thank you, Roy, I think. Why? What are people saying? Now you're going to have me all paranoid. You're going to make me cry. I cry enough. Don't make me cry. Roy is my favorite hyper monkey. Man, when he sits still and he's quiet, I think there's something wrong. Kind of like when I'm quiet. People are like, are you okay? Yeah. Roy, check it out. They have a flaming heart emoji now. That looks so weird in YouTube. I love you too, TG. I want to blow them up with extreme prejudice. Yes, I do. If it's quiet, that's a bingo. Yeah. No, people sit there and they're like, Kodi, you talk too much and you talk too fast and nobody can get a word in edgewise. And then I get quiet and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, okay, make up your mind. Okay, either I can be quiet or not, but there's no in between. I do not have slow speed. It's all go or no go. Hey, Gino said the minions were attacking him. I told him to nuke them. Victoria freaked out. That's why I messaged her with banana poop splattered everywhere. No, I don't even like bananas, man. I don't like the smell of bananas either. I can't. I have the hardest time going into the produce section of the grocery store because all I can smell are bananas. Oh, Carol Ann is on a mission. She's going to find new emojis. There's a lot of emojis. You're going to be there a while, Carol Ann. But yeah, Roy's auctions are really fun, and Patrick Murphy's late night chats are fun. And we have gorillas and monkeys and smileys. Oh my. Weekend. Yay! Being the weekend really doesn't make a difference to me, Roy. My days all kind of blend, you know? But you know I like you if I nicknamed you. Sometimes nicknames the nicknames just come to me, you know, and yeah, I believe it. And well, you go for so long. I mean, how long were you on last night? You ended at like what, 2 a.m., something like that? 2:30? Yeah, there's no such thing, TG, and thank the gods for it because I don't want to see those in chat. I'll leave. All things Minion are copyrighted. Can you guys hear that barking? He only does it once in a while. It's the neighbor's Rottweiler. He wants to play with the kids too. Yeah, 1:30. Wow. They are a lot of fun though. They're a lot of fun, and you get to learn new things about stuff. I mean, like a lot of it is nostalgia because you see all these toys and things from when you were a kid, and you're like, I remember those, and you get all excited. Yeah. The only thing I don't like is whenever they have like Lady Death or Purgatory or Vampirella stuff like that. It makes me cry because I can't afford it. They torture me sometimes with it, but hey, it's still fun to look at. Most auctions I can't go to because they have jewelry and things that I want really bad, and it makes me depressed that I can't get it, and so I don't usually go to too many auctions. But Roy's toys and shirts and stuff, usually shirts that won't fit me, so I'm good. Yeah, Roy has. I mean, that's why I call you my hyper monkey. Bye, hotness. Have a good one. Is because Roy will bounce around that little room he's in, grabbing stuff to show people. Oh, and that otter you showed the other night was so adorable. Otto the otter. He was so cute. But it's like somebody will mention something and we're always like, oh, hold on a minute. And boom, he's off and running and bouncing around. And it's so cool. It's entertaining. And I mean, the combined knowledge of the people that are on there, with the toys and the comics and things. I mean, Chaos and Patrick, and Roy. It's pretty cool. Because I was never really into comics as a kid. It wasn't until 1994 I started collecting Lady Death, and I only have a couple Lady Death comics because I don't really collect comic books themselves. I collect the cards. And I would definitely collect the collectibles. I really wanted the Christmas ornaments that Jerry Wolf Toy had, but I couldn't afford them. He had the evil Ernie Smiley. He had Lady Death. He had Purgatory. I was like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah, I couldn't afford them. They went for way too much. Crazy LD. No. Well, I saw the stuff that he owns. He tortured me with that, the snow globe and the jacket. Yeah, he tortured me with that stuff. I was like, he's so lucky. I'm like, I have envy. I have serious Lady Death envy. You should see the Lady Death stuff that Wolf Toy has. He's got all kinds of figurines and collectibles and all kinds of stuff. He used to he sent me I got a few things from him, and he sent me a few things. Like little extra stickers and things like that, and he sent me the most awesome birthday present. Oh no, I didn't see that. I don't want to see that. I will cry. I will cry. Oh, Jerry sent me a Lady Death shirt. Now it doesn't fit, but it's an awesome graphic, and I'm gonna eventually get like one of those the sports shirts get displayed like in the shadow boxes. I'm gonna get something like that for it. And he sent me he sent me a couple of posters for like my godson because he loves dinosaurs, so he had some Jurassic Park little poster type of things that he sent for him. And oh my godson was absolutely ecstatic. And he sent me I believe it's a gold cover. It's either the gold cover or the red cover. Lady Death comic, the foil, where it's just outlined with the foil. It's fucking gorgeous. I'm like, oh my god. That was my birthday present. Oh, and a signed Lady Death poster. It's signed by both John Hughes and Brian Paluto. Yep. I was like, hell yeah. I saw the pumpkin one the other day. Somebody put it in a chat. I don't know what that little sort of smiley is. Is that like looking through clouds or something? I can't even see that. The skull I think I've seen before. I've never seen the brain. I've seen the pregnant girl. Yeah, some of those I've seen, but most of them I haven't. Vintage roller skates. So roller skates with 4 wheels. When I was a kid, we had the roller skates that were the expandable ones that you just strapped onto your shoes. They had like the metal thing you set your foot in, almost like when you put skis on, and you had to slide them out to adjust them to your shoes and strap them over your shoes. That when I was real little, I was like 5 or 6. I used to go roller skating all the time when I was in junior high and high school. It was the thing to do. My mom used to get all paranoid because there were boys there. I'm like, it's okay, Mom, I can run them over. I knew how to body check at high speed, which I had to do on a few occasions to a few people. I actually considered doing roller derby. I was pretty good at it. At least the unprofessional roller derby. People piss you off, you accidentally bump them. Whoops. I'm sorry. That's a wall, isn't it? My bad. I had a lot of violent tendencies when I was a kid. I really did. They calmed down when I had my oldest daughter, because I had to calm them down because I blacked out a couple of times with my temper. No drugs or alcohol involved. I was like 13, and yeah, that's kind of scary. So. Well, if that's an evil eye, they did a really bad job. I'll go with the Tron disc. Because that doesn't look anything like an eye. Pre-disco era roller derby wheels. Nice. How much did you sell those for? I'm nosy. And then I'm trying to think, did my mom get rid of my roller skates? Yeah. No way, man. It's a Tron disc. What the Hyper Monkey says goes, man. Yeah. I got John both of those movies a long time ago because he loved Tron, and then they had Tron 2, so I got that for him too. I don't know whatever happened to them, but nice. That's not too bad. Sweet. Congratulations, Roy. Yeah, don't hold back, Roy. Holding in your emotions like that is very bad for you. He's hungover. That's how he feels. He had a very late night last night. Making the dollars. Yeah, you are. What do you think? Welcome to my world. People on YouTube probably know way more about me than they ever wanted to. Okay. There's no shame in my game. I own up to every bit of bullshit that I ever got up to. I am just really glad that back in the day we didn't have cameras, camera phones, or cell phones for that matter. There is no recorded evidence of any of my shenanigans, so therefore it never happened. Can't prove it. Second pot of Java. God, no wonder you're so hyper. You're like Ricochet Rabbit. Bing, bing, bing. See, now I know Roy will know who Ricochet Rabbit is. He's got to know. Aw, thank you, Carol Ann. TG, there's no lying allowed in my chat, okay? No fibbing allowed. And that's a Tron disc on that angel's head, so stop it. I love Droop Along too. Yeah. You know who I liked was the Vulture. Do you remember the Vulture? I don't remember what his name was, but he always went, "My mama done told me." Do you remember him? I used to be able to draw him perfectly. He was in Bugs Bunny, I think. But yeah, he always said, "My mama done told me," and then he'd go, "Ho ho 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 ho." No soda, really? I drink two things. Well, I would drink three things if I had three things. I drink water, which I don't like, and I drink Pepsi, which I love, and I would drink wine coolers or like the Jack Daniel's coolers and things if I had them. Yep, to get a wabbit for dinner. God, I feel old. Well, I already felt old, but now my brain feels old. Yeah, Ugh, I am worn out. Yep, Bugs Bunny, who is not a prehistoric fluffy bunny like some people we know. Roy, did you hear Victoria do her impersonation of Patrick in the morning? I know that you're usually not up in the mornings, but I kept messaging her to please stop. she tried though. She did. She tried doing the Patrick voice and it just wasn't working. Oh yeah, TG, you missed it too, huh? Yeah, it was interesting. It was worse than her English accent. My dog's dreaming. She's yipping in her sleep. And she doesn't want to wake up. I'm like shaking her over here and she's just like rolling, like bleh. Well, yeah, Roy, you have a guy's voice. Victoria does not. I could probably do it because my voice is very deep, but she, yeah. He said she got the facial expression, like the smile and the eye thing going okay, but yeah, he gave her an 8 out of 10. Most people gave her a 1. But then she started doing her English accent and my ears started bleeding, so I was like, oh my god, please stop. Have a good weekend, Carolyn. I hope you have a good holiday. Do something fun, huh? Yeah, can't think of a damn thing, but, you know. My holidays are pretty much like every other day. But I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope you do something fun. I think that's what the party across the street is. Combination of kids party and Labor Day cookout type of thing. Labor Day, right? Yeah, Labor Day. Back in my day, school would start a couple of days after Labor Day. I remember dreading Labor Day. Nice. Nice. The only way we can have that here is if it's in not an actual pit in the ground, but one of those freestanding ones, which they have. Oh my God, Roy, have you ever seen the fire pits they have? And it's just like a metal tub type of thing that's on legs, but they have skulls that you can put in them, and the skulls like glow. They light up when they get hot in all different colors. It is so cool. Of course, each of the skulls costs like $100. So it's not anything feasible for me, but I thought that was the coolest thing. It was the coolest shit I had seen in quite some time at that point in my life. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it's a skull fire pit, and it looks absolutely amazing. I was like, I showed it to John. He's like, we need to get that. I'm like, yes, we do. And we never did, but this is what we did. We made a list of all the things we wanted and then never got them. But yeah, it's really freaky looking. I was like, can you imagine the neighbors? They'd never come anywhere near us if we had one of those. The last fire I was at, besides, burning down my backyard when I lived in the woods, was when I was, and not including camping, was when I was 16 and a half, 17 years old, and we were partying in the woods. Yeah, the skulls are very cool. Big 3-footed pot thing. Yep, on a slab. Yeah. We can't have anything that actually the fire would be on the ground because I'm in city limits. Now, in county limit, in the county, you can do fire pits, you can do, You can burn trash, you can burn leaves, not any trash that's going to be like pollution wise, like plastic and cans and shit like that. You can't burn that, but like paper, cardboard, yard trimmings, things like that, you can do that in the county, but not in the city. Although the guy 2 houses down from me did it one night. And the fire was huge. You could see it, and the whole neighborhood could see it. And I'm like, how does this guy not get caught doing this? I'm like, wow. Yeah, it was right after we first moved in. I'm like, I thought you couldn't have fires in your backyard here. And John was like, you can't. I'm like, he's so busted. And a fire truck did show up, and the fire went out. But I was like, how does he not get in trouble for doing shit like that? Because he's an old hillbilly guy. That's why. Yeah, that damn whippersnappers, they're not going to tell me what to do. I'll burn shit if I want to. Yes, I will. Don't tell me I can't have no fire in my backyard. It's my backyard, damn it. Is that 50 years old? Or 5 foot? That's cool, though. Hey, I used to go over to my neighbor's house when I lived in the woods. Partied with them a little bit. Not really partied, but they were partying. I was just drinking a beer and having company because I was bored. And I couldn't sleep anyway because his party was making too much noise, so I figured I might as well go over there and hang out. Oh, police, 5-0. I got you. I was like, what? Yeah. Well, I mean, police party too. My friend in Texas, he passed away, but his neighbor was a police officer, and his neighbor used to go out and watch him go to the store because my friend had a motorized beer cooler that he would sit on and ride to the store to get beer, put the beer in the cooler, and ride it back home. And his neighbor would just sit out on the porch or out on the lawn and watch him go up and down the street. He goes, don't make me walk over there and pull you over if you're drunk driving. It was funny. He was actually talking to that police officer when he had an aneurysm burst in his heart and he died. Just fell right where he was walking. Just in between words, just gone. Poof. Yeah, it was very sudden. It was very sad. Yeah. Hey, they do it right in Texas, right? He had video of him tooling around on that thing, and he had a very impressive spice rack for his barbecuing. I was like, oh my god, I didn't care about the spices. I wanted that spice rack. His dad made it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, I need that in my life. But I used to tease him about the Raccoonanati, like the Illuminati, but they were raccoons. Because he went out to get his mail one day, and he he didn't put shoes on. He checked his path out to the mailbox, and it was clear. And he goes out, gets the mail, turns around to come back in, and there's all kinds of acorns all over the path, and there's all these squirrels in the tree. And he swears up and down that they did it on purpose. And I started laughing, going, the Raccoonanati are watching you. So we used to post raccoon pictures, like one of the raccoon, like with its little fingers together, going, my evil plan is coming to fruition, or I used to send him those all the time. He had a raccoon get in his house, eat his cat food, and then run out the door. Yeah, it's crazy. The raccoons where he was were just very bold. They were very, very bold. And so we used to tease him about the raccoon. And now every time I see a raccoon, I think of my friend Tim. Yep, Raccoonanati. They have been so named. Yep. They're squirrels of the Minions. Their version of the Minions. Squirrels. Yep. John was actually going to get Hammy, the squirrel Hammy, from Over the Hedge. He was going to get him tattooed because I'd look at him and go, "Are you being stupid?" He goes, "I'm not stupid." But yeah. I was not looking forward to having a tattoo Hammy on him, so I kept putting it off. All my other tattoos that I did on him went up in ash, so At least I still have pictures of them because that was my only artwork. I did tattoos on 2 other people and myself. So, but my best work was on John. And since he was cremated when he died, yeah, it's all gone. He actually told me, he goes, just have them skin me and turn all those tattoos into a lampshade. I'm like, that's illegal, right? I'm like, and it's gross. No. I'll just keep the pictures of them. Thank you. John was a freak. Yeah, the Raccoonanati. Good luck with Lara Croft dealing with that. Bye, Roy. Have an awesome weekend. Don't drink too much beer and get dehydrated and stuff, because, that stuff's not actually hydrating. Have a water in between and, stay hydrated, Roy. We don't want you getting sick. But have an awesome weekend. And thanks for coming and playing. I like it when people come play on my chat. Good. I hate drinking water. But it's what I got, so I'm glad I didn't ask my son to pick me up a couple of Pepsis, because he wouldn't have done that either, and I would have been really upset. Because the dogs still have dog food, but I don't got no Pepsi, Oh man, they're blowing up that damn bouncy castle. I'm like, why do I hear so much noise? They got a generator running out there to blow up the bouncy castle thing. Right outside my window. Oh, great. I have a feeling my nap is going to get waylaid from all the children screaming in the bouncy castle. Hi, Marty. Did you decide to come out of the window? Or the cat tree? Or wherever the hell you were? Don't look at me like I owe you money. Your food's already on the floor. They look at me like, hello, feed us, and their food's already there, so... Silly kitty. So yeah, now we're just kind of hanging. This thing has like big people heads on the top of it. It's weird. There's a blue one and green one, and I can't. Oh, a purple one, and I can't see the other one. Weird. It's a good thing I don't face my window like when I sleep, because if I woke up and saw that, I'd freak out. I'd be like, ah! Big bobblehead looking in my window. So TG, what are the plans besides spaghetti and meatballs? We know how much TG loves her meatballs. Type faster. You do, I know. Well, I'm probably going to end this in 5 or 6 minutes anyway. Yep, Saturday night entertainment. I'll be watching videos and movies or whatever. I started playing this new game that I've seen it advertised a lot, and I started playing Merge Dragons. I started playing it on my phone, and my phone is so small, and I'm like, oh, my eyes are freaking out. So I looked to see if you could play it on the computer, and there's actually a an app that you can get, or a program that you can get, or whatever, that allows you to play things from like Google Play on your computer. It's like things that normally are just for your phone, you can play them on your computer. So I put it on the laptop. So now I play it on both. I'm like, fuck it. So I'm making dragons. It's pretty cool. All different kinds of little dragons. Yeah, I don't actually watch TV. I have 2 TVs, and I don't watch TV because I don't have cable. And I don't have a TV in my room, so I just watch stuff on my laptop. And I've been playing Angry Birds Evolution on my phone, and I still have my coloring, my color by numbers. I like my color by numbers. It's distracting and soothing and doesn't aggravate and gives me a break, you know. There's something very, it helps you, it's like meditative. Yeah. Put you in a Zen mood, you know, coloring. No wonder little kids are so happy all the time. Fuck off, TG. No. I have absolutely no inclination to watch anything with Minions in it at all. You know they have a new one coming out, right? Like next year. There's a new Minion movie. It's either the end of this year or beginning of next year. I already told Victoria. It's the how that, what is his name, Gru or whatever, how he started being an evil little bastard or whatever he is. Yeah. He steals some kind of gem from all the big badasses and hands it off to one of his minions when he's getting chased, and the minion trades it for a rock. That's all I got from the trailer that I saw. I'm like, ugh, why am I watching this trailer? So, yeah. Oh, I think it was in one of those YouTube videos about upcoming movies or whatever. Movies that are going to be released in the next year or some shit. I don't know. But any little banana poop that traded a gem for a fucking rock would piss me the fuck off. So I'd have to kill it. Nope. The sound of that generator is driving me nuts. I'm getting a headache even with all the Tylenol I've taken. Not good. Not good at all. So this is fun. Yeah, I think we're going to go in like another minute, and I'm just going to shut it down. I don't think Tina's doing her show tomorrow because she's... Oh, shit. Sorry. She's, taking care of Tim and doing stuff she needs to do, so I haven't seen anything scheduled, so I don't know if she's... I'm pretty sure she's not doing it tomorrow. But I will be back on live Wednesday, because that's in the afternoon. I've already cleaned up. I may have to change the time on my Saturday show, but I like doing it in the morning because it gives people somebody to, somewhere to go and chit chat and whatever if they're up and getting ready for the day. So I did this one late, and that's because I missed you guys. I miss talking to people. So then my social hour and a half. Yeah. And but I thank everybody for coming in and spending time with me. And for anybody that might watch it later, thank you. And I love you guys. And I hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Stay safe. Don't throw your enemies on the barbecue. It ruins the grill. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.